The Peanuts movie is the 5th feature animation for Charlie Brown and the gang, but also the first that has come out in 35 years, the first since the passing of Schultz, and also the first to use CGI animation. And for me, going into it, I wasn't the biggest Charlie Brown fan. Not that I had anything against the guy, but I knew the world, I'd seen the animations before, I just wasn't going into it worried that my childhood might be ruined. Coming out of it, however, regardless of you being a fan or not, you will get the sudden urge to grab any Peanuts material that you possibly can. So let's get into the good, the bad, and everything in between of the Peanuts movie. For starters, I want to talk about some of the speculations that people might have. For example, you see in the trailer, oh, it's CGI, but I'll say the CGI works perfectly because they also have some of the features in the characters, the backdrops. They sort of have like memories, sort of like flashbacks that'll pop up that are done in that 2D drawn fashion, and it blends perfectly, making it actually feel like the comic strips come to life, or even having a lot of the features that we saw in the previous animations also being adapted into this as well. As far as the whole modernizing with Charlie Brown, because as you see in the trailer, they play that "all I do is win" garbage. Well, thank whoever you believe in, they do not have that in the movie whatsoever. They do have 2 Meghan Trainor songs, but they don't ruin anything, specifically because they keep Charlie and his gang the way that they are. They do not have cell phones and are Snapchatting, they don't modernize it. They keep it the way that they've always been, and it is enjoyable. It is one of the best family films because it is emotional, it's got its funny moments, but it's just full of heart. Even the story is simple, where all it is just Charlie Brown trying to be a winner. You even have, obviously, the girl who's doing a little bit of an influence, who's the new girl who's in his class, but it's just a simple story and where he's just trying to do good. And I love the fact that in the movie, they don't try to dumb it down because they know that there's going to be kids in the theater, or try to force innuendos like a lot of animations do because there's adults in the crowd and either they fall flat or they try way too hard and they become even worse than they should be. No, this movie keeps it, like I said, wholehearted. It's charming, it's delightful, and you can tell that they cared about the source material, specifically because it's actually Schultz's son and grandson who helped pen the script also. Getting into the negatives though, I would say that if you are not into the very cartoony animations, obviously this falls more into Snoopy is able to hide behind my arm if he wanted to. It's very obviously in this cartoon world, but that's not a valid one. What I would say is one is that if you go into the movie, you'll see that it's obviously split into 2 parts. You have Charlie Brown doing his thing, but then you also have Snoopy, who is sort of writing a novel, a dramatization of what's happening with Charlie Brown, but it's him fighting the Red Baron. Those scenes were great because visually, it even made me like 3D. I was sitting there and I was like, dang, I'm actually digging this. But those scenes do kind of drag just a little bit too long. Does that affect the story super negatively? No, because like I said, this movie is definitely the family experience and is worth watching in theaters at the Campbell price. If you have to take your family to a movie and you're like, oh, I don't know, I'm worried if I'm going to spend all this money for a movie that isn't worth it, this one is definitely worth it, and one that I think everyone will have a great time watching. However, I'm always curious your thoughts. If you checked out the movie being a fan or not being a fan, definitely let me know down below in the comment section what you thought about it. We can discuss it. Let me know who your favorite one in the gang is. For me, I'll be completely honest. I like Linus, but Pigpen does not even say anything, and he makes me laugh because of how dirty he is. We can discuss anything about the Peanuts movie down below in the comment section, and remember, unless you're a blockhead, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Continue to watch movies, and until next time, I'll be seeing you guys later.